February, the month to express your love. But it's not just our loved ones we should be celebrating. By loving and working to preserve your Chickasaw heritage, you too can help the nation thrive. Chickasaw history extends for thousands of years, and the Division of Historic Preservation is working to make sure stories from the homelands will be carried into the future.
There's so many places in that area that resources could be affected, places that our grandparents of several generations of Chickasaw people once lived.
They work to protect the historic locations in the homelands and in Oklahoma, so Chickasaws can find a piece of their past.
Chickasaw people can go visit those places and hopefully get reconnected and learn about places where our ancestors once lived.
The Division of Historic Preservation uses cutting-edge GPS mapping technology to keep track of where old Chickasaw homes, roads, and treaty boundaries were, so they can easily answer questions about the land.
If we do a reburial, we'll take a point so that we know exactly where that point is, and we'll put that in our map.
And protecting ancient burial grounds in the southeastern part of the United States and cemeteries at the request of families is an important part of the mission.
But working with families, it's very satisfying to hear appreciation, to learn where their ancestors are, to see those cemeteries get cleaned up.
The staff also works with museums across the country to protect Chickasaw artifacts.
Those things are so important to not only Chickasaws, but the world. Protecting many of them has got great benefits for learning.
Learning about Chickasaw history strengthens your connection to the tribe. That's one reason the Chickasaw Historical Society partners with divisions across the nation to preserve our vibrant past.
I want my children and my children's children to know about their ancestors and about the culture of our people, the history of our people.
The Historical Society continues to grow and hosted its first conference in early 2016.
It was called Itana Itafama, which translates to a learning meeting. We had speakers from various backgrounds, and it was a full one-day conference.
The Historical Society also co-sponsors events like language days, lecture series, and the horseshoe throwing competition at the annual Chickasaw Family Reunion at Colahoma. You may also see the Historical Society's work spread across the nation.
The Chickasaw Historical Society has placed historical markers at places of significance within the Chickasaw Nation, and we're actually in the process of placing one in the homelands.
The Historical Society also sells bricks that can be engraved and placed in 3 locations: the Chickasaw Capitol in Tishomingo, Sealy Chapel, and the Chickasaw White House. The money goes into the Vinnie Mae Humes Memorial Fund. Humes co-wrote the first Chickasaw dictionary.
And a lot of people do it in memory of a loved one or in honor of somebody within their family. And the funds that are raised go toward language-related projects.
Anyone who joins the Historical Society receives several benefits, including 2 issues of the Ishtunawa Journal each year.
They generally are more scholarly works or pertain to oral histories, sometimes recipes, sometimes old photographs.
Other benefits include free admission to the Chickasaw Cultural Center, discounts at many Chickasaw locations, and other special gifts.
Distance makes the heart grow fonder. Even though Chickasaw citizens are spread out across the entire United States, that doesn't mean they have to feel disconnected from their tribal family right here in Oklahoma.
The Community Outreach Program is designed to take Chickasaw culture and information about tribal services to citizens living in other parts of the country outside the traditional boundaries of the Chickasaw Nation. The meetings are also a place where citizens can develop strong relationships with other Chickasaws.
We really do have a lot of fun together, and there's a lot of gaiety, laughter, and that's what we want to bring in this day and time in the world that surrounds us. But we can always fall back on our Chickasaw family.
You'll always learn something new at a community council meeting.
With the Chickasaw Nation, we are very blessed, and we have a good deal of programs and services for our citizens that are out of our traditional boundaries. What we do during a typical meeting is we bring in speakers from the various programs and services.
Those speakers bring information about programs and services like housing, education, foster care, and the nation's long history and culture.
When we do a make and take, History and Culture will send a demonstrator that will give a brief history over what it is we're doing. It gives them the opportunity to not only make and learn this new piece of their heritage, it gives them the opportunity to pass it down to future generations.
You can find all of the details at chickasaw.net.